Good morning, Burley Glenwood boys and girls. Welcome to math lesson 14.9. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you guys are starting this on either Monday or Tuesday. So let's share my screen and get right to it so we can get math done and go outside and play. Okay, hopefully you have your digital version of your Common Core up and ready so that you could be doing it while I'm giving you the hints. Number one, which number goes in the box to make this number sentence true? So one thing I want you to notice is I've got a multiplication sign and I've got a multiplication sign. I have a 3, I have a 3. Now, whatever this totals in the parentheses needs to equal what you put in the box there. Okay, number two, which number has 0 hundredths? That means it does not have a hundredths place. If there were numbers in the thousands, it could be a 0 in the third digit over, but you are looking for a number that does not have a third digit. Number three, estimation. Remember, estimation means round. Mike has a collection of 140 Canada stamps, 284 Mexico stamps. Hello, Chloe. And stop marking. And 775 United States stamps. About how many US, United States, and Canada stamps does Mike have? So I am going to find my United States stamps. There we go. And I am going to find my Canada stamps. Now everything down here is rounded to the hundreds. So I want to round those two numbers to the hundreds, and then I want to add them because you're finding the total. Round to the hundreds. Remember, 5 and above, give it a shove. 4 below, let it go. If you're rounding to the hundreds, remember, you're really focused on what's in that tens place. Is that what's in the tens place 5 or above? Shove it to the next hundred. If what's in the tens place is 4 or below, let it go back to the previous hundred. Number 4, Ms. Olson is building a fence around her garden. How much fencing should she buy? Now remember, you want to find the perimeter. So you're doing perimeter. So you will be adding 4 numbers. Last week when you had some perimeter problems, a few of you found the area on accident. So remember, you're adding all the sides to find the perimeter. And then make sure, oops, I ran out of room. Make sure you label it feet. I'm gonna see if I can scoot that over. There we go. And now make sure you label it with you can do the abbreviation for feet, FT. Okay, now on this one, you want to find the area. So remember, area equals length times width. They've told you your length is 12 feet. I do want you to show the formula because that's helping you get it in your brain. See, I forgot my A. And our width is 4. Dog is locked up, so you can let the cats out. Everybody say hi to Brian. Okay, now this is feet also, but you need that little itty bitty 2. If you can't remember how to make the little itty bitty 2, then just type out the word square. So you're going to have A equals so many square feet. Okay, now let's sneak on over and watch our video for the day. I need to get the sound going. Where'd that button go? There we go. And share computer sound. Yeah.
Can rectangles have the same area but different perimeters? In a video puzzle game, you have 16 castle tiles to make a rectangular castle, and 16 water tiles for a moat. How can you completely surround the castle with water? You are given the number of each type of tile. What are you asked to find? You are asked to find how to lay out the castle tiles so you can place water tiles completely around them. Find how to lay out the castle tiles so you can place water tiles completely around them. Make rectangles that have an area of 16 square units and find the perimeter of each rectangle. A rectangle that has an area of 16 units can have a length of 16 units and a width of 1 unit. What is the perimeter of this rectangle?
So you'll notice they laid the water tiles out, and there are not enough water tiles to go all the way around because you have a side of 16, a side of 16, that's 32, a side of 1, and a side of 1, so 32 plus 2 is 34. So that one, the perimeter is 34.
The perimeter of a 16 by 1 rectangle is 34 units. Do the water tiles surround the rectangle? How do you know?
So we can see it by the visual. So there were 16 water tiles. They don't even go halfway around.
No, the water tiles do not surround the rectangle because the perimeter is 34 units, but there are only 16 water tiles. Another rectangle that has an area of 16 units has a length of 8 units and a width of 2 units. What is the perimeter of this rectangle? The perimeter of an 8 by 2 rectangle is 20 units. Do the water tiles surround the rectangle? How do you know?
It's better, but you still have 2 on each end that aren't surrounded by the water.
No, the water tiles do not surround the rectangle because the perimeter is 20 units and there are only 16 water tiles. Another rectangle that has an area of 16 square units has a length of 4 units and a width of 4 units. What is the perimeter of this rectangle?
So on this one, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. This one has the right perimeter.
The perimeter of a 4 by 4 rectangle is 16 units. Do the water tiles surround the rectangle? How do you know? Yes, the water tiles do surround the rectangle because the perimeter is 16 units and there are 16 water tiles. What shape is the final rectangle?
It's a square, also known as quadrilateral, also known as a rhombus.
The final rectangle is a square. Only the 4 by 4 castle can be surrounded by 16 water tiles.
You gonna come up and say hi to everybody? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into our workplace mat, or workspace mat. Hopefully you've pulled that up. Now, some of you, I don't think you're watching the video because you try to turn this in without doing anything on it. I give you all the answers. All you gotta do is follow along with the video and make yours look just like mine. So I'm gonna zoom in so that we can see it better. And some of you were wondering how you zoom in. Way over here, see where my mouse is? There's a little plus sign. So I'm gonna hit that plus sign. Come over here. Now I've zoomed it to 100%. Now if I forget and I don't go back and click on the pointer, then it zooms in it again when I touch it. So I got to make sure I reactivate the pointer. Okay, so the interactive learning, use grid paper, gave you grid paper. How many different rectangles can you draw with an area of 12 square units? Do they each have the same perimeter? So I pre-did one for you. Let's count and make sure I didn't mess up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 1 is 12. There's my area. Now I already did the perimeter on this one also. You have 12 plus 1 is 13. And then the other two sides would also be 13. And 13 plus 13 is 26. So I figured that one out for you. Now we have to think, what other numbers can I multiply to get 12? I've already done 1 times 12. Can I do 2 times something? So I'm going to grab my rectangle. So I've touched it and activated the thing around it. Now I'm going to do Control C and Control V. Now I'm going to bring it down here. Hopefully while I was talking, you thought, oh, Mrs. Mears, 2 times 6. So I am going to change the shape. So it is a 2 by 6. I think I made it too big. There we go. Let's check that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 by 6. So I got the correct area. My area is 12. Now I need to figure out the perimeter. So you can either totally count your way around. I have a naughty cat behind me. Okay, so we have 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. This one's, its perimeter is quite a bit smaller. We go from 26 to 16. Okay, let's see if we can make another one. So I had 12 square units. Is 3 times anything 12? Hopefully you went, oh, 3 times 4. There's my 3. Oopsie, I want 3 rows. 3 rows of 4. Okay, now let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That works. Okay, now I have to figure out my perimeter. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. Okay. Now, if I'm thinking about what multiplies to equal 12, at some point I'm just going to hit my turnaround facts, and that's where we're at. I could keep going and my shapes would just simply turn. It's the same dimensions, so there's really no point in continuing to make a whole bunch of shapes. So it says, do they each have the same perimeter? So I'm going to borrow this one, Control C, Control V, and now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say they each have different perimeters. Okay, trying to delete. There we go. They each have different perimeters. So hopefully you followed along and you made your interactive learning slide look just like my interactive learning slide. Oh, I forgot to do something. I'm gonna have to go back later and fix this and make it all blank so that you don't get the one that has the answers on it. Okay, our next one, number 2. Well, might help to renumber the directions. For 1 through 4, use grid paper. I gave you grid paper. Draw 2 different rectangles with the given area. Tell the dimensions and tell which one has the smaller perimeter. So we're going for whichever one has the smaller perimeter. So I need something with 6 square feet. So I can make a 1 times 6. So here's my 1. Now I got to stretch it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 1 by 6. The perimeter, okay, I have 1 plus 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. Whoopsie. Guess I have to get rid of one of those guys. Whoopsie. Bummer. Okay, so the perimeter is 14 feet. Its dimensions are 1 by 6. Okay, now I need to make something else that has an area of 6. So I'm going to make a 2 by 3. So we know our thingy is right about there. Now we have to figure out, we have to write its dimensions. So I just said it was a 2 by 3. Now its perimeter, I have 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. There we go. Now I need to grab that circle, and remember, I am circling the one with the smaller perimeter. So Control C, Control V, circling the one with the smaller perimeter. 10 is less. There we go. I'm going to pause recording for a second, and I want to go back and make a copy of this so that I have less stuff that I have to change. Okay, so I'm going to make a copy real quick. Hello, make a copy. There we go. Perfect. Now I have less that I have to go back and fix later. Okay, let's dive back in. Now we are aiming for 36 square yards. I am not going to do a 1 by 36. I don't have that much room. It's not 36 long. I've got probably 20 there. So let's say, could I do a 2 by? Is there enough room for a 2 by 18? Well, there might be, but I don't think that would be a good use of space. But I probably could do a 3 by. 3 by what? 3 by 12. So let me slide this guy over. Let's go 3 this direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was 10. I gotta move this guy. 11, 12. So we said that this guy was 3 by 12. Okay, 3 plus 12 is 15. I need to double that for my whole perimeter. So 15 plus 15 is 30. Now, what else can I multiply to get 36? There's a number that's called a square number. That means it's the same, going to be the same on both sides. So those of you that have your multiplication facts all memorized, you might be like, oh, that's 6 times 6. I'm hoping it'll fit here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's not going to fit there. That's a bummer. I didn't give you guys enough space to do that. Oh well, we'll bring it down one more because we know it's there. And then I will fix your work map so that it fits. Okay, so 6 by 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Will that move? Oh, that will move. Yay. That guy. Oh, I'll move him over here. And he fits. Yay. Okay, so I made a 6 by 6. Is it really 6 by 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I made it too big. No wonder it doesn't look like a square. There we go. Now I have a 6 by 6. So 6 by 6. Okay, so now we need to find the perimeter. We are adding 6 plus 6 is 12. The other 6 and 6 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. Okay, now we need to grab our circle. Control C, Control V. Bring my circle on over. And this guy has the smaller perimeter. Okay, that goes back to a concept we did the other day, where the closer a shape gets to a square, the smaller the perimeter, the larger the area. So that's a key concept in the area model. Okay, now we are doing 64 square meters. We are going to start with the square number. And you'll notice I've got stuff hanging out over here. That's where you're gonna write your dimensions. Okay, so our square number, I'm gonna go way over to the corner. There we go. And I know 8 times 8 is 64. So I'm going to build that guy first. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I got my 8 by 8. I'm going to move him up, give myself lots of room on the bottom. Okay. I did not quite make him big enough, so let's go like that. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is an 8 by 8. Now the perimeter. 8 plus 8 is 16. The other 8 and 8 are also 16. So it's kind of like the same as 8 times 4. And hopefully your brain just went, oh, that's 32. Okay, now I'm going to see how much room I have at the very bottom. I think I am at the very bottom. Okay, I need to use 64 of those things. Let's count and see how many squares we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Unfortunately, 21 times 3 would be 63. So that wouldn't quite work because I need 64. So, I wonder if I could do a 4 by something. Well, 4 by, that would be half of this, but twice as long. So let's check that. I think we can do 4 by 16. So let's see. If I bring this down here, I'm going to shrink this so that I can see more. There we go. So it's just going to kind of go all the way to the bottom. And let's see where 16 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to change this guy's color so that I can tell it's a totally different shape. So I'm coming up here, touching that, and let's do kind of a funny green. Now you're like, oh, but I can't see my lines. I'm going to show you how you do that. It's kind of a neat trick. I'm going to go back to color. Now I'm going to go to custom. And see this word transparency? I'm going to grab that and drag it down. And now I've made it see-through. See, my shape is now see-through. So we said that that was a 4 by 16. Now we got to find the perimeter. 4 plus 16, 16 plus 4 is 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. So we want to circle the one that has the smaller perimeter. So we want to circle this guy. Control C, Control V. So one thing I'm hoping you're noticing is we circled shapes that were either squares or they were more square-like. The skinnier and longer the shape, the larger the perimeter. Okay. Let me zoom back in because my eyeballs are not that good. Okay, number 5, in the example above, so that was this, where they were doing those tiles and a video game with a moat going around it. What do you notice about the perimeter of the rectangles as the shape becomes more like a square? So as a rectangle becomes closer to a square, the perimeter gets smaller. Okay, that's all you need to write there is get smaller. Okay, number 6. In round 2 of the video game puzzle, you have 24 castle tiles. What is the fewest number of water tiles you will need to surround your castle? So we want to make a shape that is closest to a square. Is there a shape that is a square or close to square that we would multiply and get 24? Well, let's multiply our square numbers. So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25. Bummer, that's one too big. So we can't have 5 times 5. So we still have to have that area of 24. So what are some numbers that multiply to be 24? Well, we have 1 times 24, but that's going to have a huge perimeter. And we wanted the fewest. Okay, 2 times 12, that's getting better. We want our numbers close to each other. 3 times 8, 4 times 6. There's no 5 times because 5 times 5 was the 25. Okay, so we want a 4 by 6. So let's draw that out. 4 rows of 6. There's 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 4 rows of 6. Now I have to figure out what my perimeter would be. So 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. So we would need 20 water tiles. There we go. Okay, number 7 through 10. This is one where I am gonna make the executive decision, and I'm gonna go back in and type it later, where I want you to either do evens or odds. So if you're one of the people where you stop halfway through the lesson, this is your stopping point. If you're one of the people that you're like, I'm getting it all done the first day, because I've got a couple of students in my room that do that, and that's fine. That's, you know, your parents' judgment as to whether you only spend a half hour on math or if you spend more time on math. So pick evens or pick odds. Since I've got a 7 here, I'm going to start with odds. So I need to make 9 square inches. So for the first one, I'm going to do the long skinny guy. So I need a 1 by 9. So right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that has 9 square tiles. My dimensions are a 1 by 9. Now I have to figure out the perimeter. So 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. So this one had a perimeter, whoopsie, of 20 feet. Okay, now there is a square number that multiplies to be 9. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. That's the shape we want for our other guy. I want a 3 by 3. So there's a 1 by 1. There's a 2 by 2. And there's my 3 by 3. So 3 by 3. Now the perimeter. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay, now it says circle the one that has the smaller perimeter. So Control C, Control V. This one, its perimeter is significantly smaller. Difference of 20 and 12, that's pretty huge. So remember, the closer you get to a square, the smaller the perimeter. Okay, so now on our next page, remember, I'm only doing odds. Hello, next page. So I'm going to scroll up. So I'm going to skip number 8 because I am doing odds. So number 9, 30 square meters. So I need to think of what times what is 30. Well, I don't have enough room to do a 1 by 30 because this only has 20 something things. I might be able to do a 2 by 15, but I don't know if that would leave me enough room on this other side for the shape I need, but let's see. Alrighty. So there's 1, there's 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Move that guy out of my way. That was 12. 13, 14, 15. That doesn't leave much room over here, but I might get lucky. Okay, so my dimensions, we said that was a 2 by 15. Now I need to figure out its perimeter. So 2 plus 15 is 17. Oh, I spilled coffee on my shirt. 17 plus 17 is 34. Okay, so the perimeter is 34 feet. Okay, now I need another one that I can multiply the numbers and get 30. So we already did 2 times 15. We could do a 3 times 10. There's no 4 times because closest is 4 times 8 is 32, or 4 times 7 is 28. That doesn't work. 5. Let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 5 times 6. I think we have enough room to do that. So let me start in my corner. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 rows of 6. So let's come down here. 5 rows of 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. 5 plus 6 is 11, and that's this in sign language. And that ends up being 22. This one showed up on your CCR a few days ago, and I had a few people that boo-booed on it and forgot to find the distance all the way around the shape. So now we need to come back and circle the one with the smaller perimeter. So 22, 34. Hopefully you went, oh yeah, this guy is smaller. It's approaching the shape of a square, so it has the smaller perimeter. Okay, I think that might be the only one we're doing on this page because that's the only odd. So there's 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's the only one we're doing there. So let's come down and look at these guys now. So I'm going to stick with doing odds. Okay, where's my mouse? And you get the joy of listening to Chloe bark. For 11 through 14, describe a different rectangle with the same area as the one shown. Then tell which rectangle has a smaller perimeter. Oh, I forgot to have little circles. So I'm going to go over here and grab myself a circle. Control C, Control V, Control V. So I think I need 2 of them on this page because there's 2 odd problems. So we have a 6 by 4. So area is the length times width. Area is 6 times 4. The area is 6 times 4 is 24. Whoopsie, need my box bigger. So now I need to figure out what the perimeter is. 6 plus 4 is 10, and 10 plus 10 is 20. So I want 20 right there. You're going to have to make your box bigger because I didn't stretch the box enough. I just put a number sign in there. Oh, and I should have put an M. So let's take a moment and type an M in there. Okay, now My area was 24. I need this to say 24. Now, what other numbers can I multiply to get 24? Let's do a 1 by. 1. Now, what would you multiply 1 times to get 24? Hopefully you went, well, 24, Mrs. Mears. Okay, so that gets me the right area. Now I need to think perimeter. So I'm going to add the 24 and the 1, add the 24 and the 1. 24 plus 1 is 25. 25 plus 25 is 50 meters. And I need to stretch that little rectangle. Still doesn't quite fit. There we go. Now I need to circle the 1 with the smaller perimeter. This one is significant. This is the one with the smaller perimeter by a long shot. We have a difference of 20 and 50. So they have a difference of 30 meters with their perimeter. You'd use a lot less fencing if you went with that 6x4. Okay, now, since I am doing odds on these, I'm going to go to number 13. So I have a 5 by 4. Remember, area is length times width. So 5 times 4 is 20. Need to stretch my little rectangle. There we go. And bring it up. And now I need to figure out what its perimeter is. 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. And I need to label that feet. And then I need to stretch my box. Okay, so 18 feet. My area is still 20, because that was the whole point of this. Hi, Chloe. I hope you don't bark. Now I need to think of another way to make a shape of 20. I'm not going to go with a 1 by again. Let's go with a 2 by, because 20 is an even number. So let's make it a 2 by, what would you multiply 2 times to get 20? Hopefully it went well, 10, Mrs. Mears. Okay, so now I have to think of my perimeter. 10 plus 2 is 12. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24, and I need to label it feet. Okay, now remember, I'm going to come over here, grab my circle, and I need to circle the one with the smaller perimeter, which again is this guy, because it's closer to the shape of a square. Okay, on we go. I think this is our last page. And I need to slide back up. So on this page, I'm going to do all of them because it's good for you. Park School and North School cover the same area. So we have two different shapes. They both have the same area. They're not telling you what the area is, but they both have the same area. And we have students in PE that are running a lap around the school. At which school does the student have farther to run? So on this one, I pre-typed some stuff and you're filling in the blanks. Students run further at blank school because blank school is closer to a square and would have a blank perimeter. Okay, which school is closer to a square? Okay, so that's Park right here. So Park School, that one right here looks more square-like, is closer to a square and would have a, so remember, when it's a square, that one's the smaller perimeter. So we're going to type smaller here. So if that one, if Park School has the smaller perimeter, which school has the bigger perimeter? That would be North. So we're going to type North right here. If my mouse will work. Yep. Okay, so they have to run further at North School because Park School is closer to a square and it has the smaller perimeter. That means North has the bigger perimeter. Okay, estimation. Remember, estimate means round. Sue bought 2 sweaters for $18 each and mittens for $11. About how much money will she get in change if she pays with 3 $20 bills? They want us to round. We are not finding the exact answer. So 2 sweaters. So 2 times 18 is almost 20. So doink, doink. And mittens for 11. Okay, well, I need to add in the mittens, and that's $11. I suppose I should have had my dollar sign. And that needs a dollar sign. Euro. Okay. So I need to find how much she spends. Equals 2 times 20 is 40. 40 plus 11 is 51. Okay, so that's my first part. Now, you need to remember she's got 3 $20 bills. So I need to do 3 times 20, and then I need to minus the 51. Okay, 3 times 20 is $60. And now I need to minus the $51. And that is $9. Now, remember, you have to show your work. I don't want to just see $9 on your paper. I mean, hello, I typed it out for you. All you're doing is looking and going, ooh, yeah, I understand the process that she went through. Okay, number 17, the perimeter of rectangle P is 12 feet. The perimeter of rectangle Q is 18. Both rectangles have the same area. That's nice. Okay, find the area and dimensions of each rectangle. So it's telling me they have the same area. You're making my brain hurt. Okay. Well, maybe I'm going to start by just seeing what are some things that, oh, we're talking perimeter. So I need things that would add up to 18. So half of 18 is 9. What plus what is 9? Well, let's see. Hello. So what times what is 9? No, what plus what is 9? So that could be 8 by 1. And then let's see, what are some other things? 7 by 2. Let's do one more, and then we'll know what we're getting rid of. Okay, other things that work out to be 9. 6 by 3. Okay, so I don't know which one of those it is yet. I just listed some things that would give me that perimeter of 18 that they were talking about. Okay, now the other guy needs a perimeter of 12. So I need some things where half of it adds to 6. Okay, well, what's something that adds to 6? Well, how about a 3 by 3? Now what else? 4 by 2. And 5 by 1. Okay, now it says they have the same area. I don't think I found any that have the same area. So maybe I need to keep going. Okay, so perimeter is 12. I got that. Perimeter 18. Maybe I need some more. Okay, half of 18 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. I'm going to move this guy over and do a few more. Okay, we could have a 5 by 4. And then at that point, it's just reversed. The perimeter of rectangle P is 12. Okay, all of those work. That's all the shapes for that one. Okay, the perimeter of rectangle Q is 18. So half of 18 is 9. So 8 plus 1 is 9, 7 plus 2 is 9, 6 plus 3 is 9, 5 plus 4 is 9. Both rectangles have the same area. 8, 14, 18, 20. Ooh, yay, I finally found one. Okay, so I'm going to change the color. My brain just was like, I don't want to do this. Okay, make you red. And make you red. Oh, I was thinking this is impossible and I'm modeling something impossible. Okay, so let's move you down here now. Now that I figured out that that works, so it's a 4 by 2 and its area equals 4 times 2 is 8. And this was feet. I'm gonna make that little 2. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I'm highlighting my little 2, if I can grab it. Hello, highlight little 2. Come on. Whole thing. Okay, so I grab my little 2. Now I'm coming up to format, text, and I want this one that says superscript, and it makes it the little 2. Okay, now I'm gonna copy paste, Control C. I gotta stretch that guy. And Control V. There we go. Scooch it up a little so it's not covering up that. Okay, so on that one, you got to watch me struggle a little bit because my brain was like, not working this morning. Okay, number 18. Ms. Fisher used 64 carpet tiles to make a reading area in her classroom. Each tile is a square that measures 1 foot by 1 foot. What is the length and width of a rectangular area that she can make with the smallest possible perimeter? So remember, in order to get the smallest possible perimeter, we want it as close to a square as we can. So are there any numbers that multiply to be 64? Let's see, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64. So she can make her shape an 8 by 8 square because it has an area of 64 square feet and a perimeter of, so 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. There we go. Number 19, final problem. Bella is putting down patches of sod to start a new lawn. She has 20 square yards of sod. Give the dimensions of 2 different rectangular regions that she can cover with the sod. What is the perimeter of each region? Okay, so I need to think first, what are some things that multiply to be 20? Well, if she had a really long, skinny rectangle, she could have a 20 by 1. Okay. Now I need to do the perimeter. Perimeter. So 20 plus 1 is 21. 20 plus 1 is 21. 21 plus 21 is 42 feet. Okay, now, is there anything that we can do that's a square? Nothing times itself is 20. We get close with 4 times 4 is 16 and 5 times 5 is 25, but doesn't work out perfectly. But I could do 4 times 5. So we could do a 4 by 5, and then its perimeter. So 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Okay, now did we answer it? Bella is putting down patches of sod to start a new lawn. She has 20 square yards. Oh, those are yards, not feet, so I need to fix that. Yards. So make sure that you write yards. That's why it's a good idea to reread the problem. Okay, give the dimensions of 2 different rectangular regions that she can cover with the sod. What is the perimeter of each region? Okay, 20 by 1 has a perimeter of 42. A 4 by 5 has a perimeter of 18. Okay, yep, we did that one. Yay, all done. Now we are off to our digital quick check. Remember to follow along. I give hints. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, let's go back. Hopefully it's still there. I pulled up the wrong quick check. I wanted the digital one. Okay, that didn't take long to get to the right one. So make sure you follow along. I give wonderful hints. And some people, I can tell who watches the video and who doesn't, because some of you are getting 80s and 100s and some of you are still getting 0s and 20s. Okay, both rectangle A and B have the same area. So 6 times 3 is 18, 9 times 2 is 18. Yes, that is true. What is the perimeter of rectangle B? Okay, remember we're adding our way around the shape. 9 plus 2 is 9 plus 2 is, and then add that together. Hopefully you're realizing, oh, A and B, they are no way Jose's. So you are looking at C and D. And remember, you are finding this one. You don't need to worry about that guy. Okay, which statement about the rectangles below is true? They both have the same width. Well, 2, 3. No, that's not the same. They both have the same length. 6, 4. They both have the same area. 2 times 6 is 3 times 4 is. They both have the same perimeter. 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 7 is... Okay, number 3. Which figure has the same area as the rectangle shown below? So remember, area is length times width. So 3 times 12 is... You're like, I don't remember what 3 times 12 is. You can do it as 3 times 10, get 30, and then 3 times 2, get 6, and then add those two numbers together to find the area. So then you have to think, okay, now I need to find something that has the same area. A square with sides that are 6. So that would be area equals length times width. Area equals 6 times 6. Is that going to give you the same area as this guy? And a square with sides of 9. Remember, area equals length times width. So is 9 times 9 going to give you the same area as when you multiply those? A rectangle with a base of 15 and a height of 2. So what is 15 times 2? A rectangle with a base of 8 and a height of 6. So length times width. On this one, let's flip it and think width times height. Because 6 and 8 go on, and they come back with, so which one equals, when you multiply it, the same thing as that guy? Alrighty, Donnie has 2 paper rectangles as shown. What is true about the rectangles? So we have a 4 by 7 and we have a 14 by 2. They have the same length. Is 7 the same as 14? They have the same area. 7 times 4 is 2 times 14 is. That's like double 14. They have the same width. Is 4 the same as 2? They have the same perimeter. 7 plus 4 is 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 11 is 14 plus 2 is 16. 14 plus 2 is 16. Is 16 plus 16 the same as 7 plus 4, which was 11? 11 plus 11. So is the perimeter the same? Remember, you can rewind, you can pause the video, give yourself time to work these out. Don't just Julie has a ribbon 3 inches long and 3 inches wide. That sounds like it's a square. Which of these ribbons has the same area? So remember, length times width. You want to multiply 3 times 3, find the answer. Now you want to do the same thing for all these guys. You want to multiply 9 times 1, find the answer. 5 times 4, find the answer. 7 times 2, find the answer. 9 times 9, find the answer. When you did that, when you multiplied those, which one had the same product as 3 times 3? Okay, that's the end of that. So hopefully you got 80 or 100% if you used my hints. Hopefully nobody got the same as I just got a 0. And those of you that are just hitting submit and not doing it, stop doing that. That drives me nuts. I hate having to send stuff back to you because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, let's stop the share. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Get your work done quick so that, well, and do quality, so you can get outside and play and enjoy some sunshine. So have a lovely day.